sending your power through your body from your gut to your fingertips. Yes, just like that. You're natural at this, Jen. Am I?
Asked the younger sister. She wasn't sure she could pull this off. Uraraka 10,032 had requested Ochako to train her on that night weeks prior. And ever since, she had gone through a learning regimen. First, starting off with using her quirk more efficiently, then moved to iron sand manipulation, and now trying to learn her big sister's boosting technique, the rampage dress.
I'm letting go.
Nailgun said while doing so. She needed to let Jensanni off the training wheels.
Okay.
After a few seconds, Jensanni collapsed. The control required to keep it up was off the charts.
Be careful while using it. If you lose your concentration or make a wrong move, you could get seriously hurt.
Uraraka stated while patting her sister on the back.
Well, I would get hurt if I could use it for more than a moment. It's not fair.
Ochako thought for a bit and then remembered something.
If it's too hard to keep it up on your whole body, you could try limiting it to just a certain area. I can do that?
The younger one exclaimed as she got right back up.
Yep. So what would you like to strengthen first? My legs!
Jen's eyes were sparkling as she shouted that.
If I am able to do this, I'll be capable of gaining distance in a disadvantageous situation. That could prevent getting captured again. Okay then, let's give it a try.
A few minutes later, 10,032 was left exhausted and barely able to move, so she lied down on the roof.
11 seconds was my limit. That's not much. It's more than enough. It's your first day trying it, and you're making great progress, sis. Is there any way to improve faster? Summer is flying by, and I'm not strong enough.
But before she could finish, a head pat was delivered.
Hell yeah, you are! You're probably top 3 in the class. Believe it or not, that asshole Bakugou is one of the strongest in 1A. And you ripped him apart twice already before going through this training. So don't go telling yourself that you're weak because that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm strong? The strongest! You shouldn't be comparing yourself to me. It's not fair to you. I've been training my quirk since I was 4, so I have a huge advantage because of that. You should be proud. In such a short time, you've improved a ton. I'm certain that you'll surpass me someday if you keep this up, you know?
Jensanni's face turned red, and soon after, the tears befell her cute round face.
There.
Moments later, when she recomposed herself, she spoke.
I do have one thing I'd like to ask, big sister. My curiosity is beginning to overpower me. What is it? Why is it called Rampage Dress? I want to know why and how it got that name. You don't wear dresses. Oh, that. It's a funny story.
Uraraka began to remember what led to the name, and it made her look away in embarrassment.
Tell me! Okay, so here's how it went. In my first year of junior high, we had a culture festival, and my class decided to do this weird thing they do in American schools called a prom. In it, we would take a date and dance around. I don't remember the details that well, but I know that younger me wanted nothing to do with it. But due to it being mandatory, they got into contact with Eraserhead, who was by then my legal guardian, and he dragged me there in a hideous pink dress. I wanted to escape real bad, but he could erase my quirk with a glance, so I was stuck. I had been experimenting with my quirk more by then, so I made a prototype version of the Rampage dress. It just lacked a fast startup. What I hadn't yet realized was that I could multiply its boost with strong emotions, so at one point, I started to rampage like a brat around the dance floor. I don't remember why, but this activated it by accident. In a flash, I ran out at full speed with it. I must have been like, fuck yeah, I'm free! But right after, I tripped and broke my ankle. I hadn't mastered it, so injury was almost a given. So I paid the price. Less than a minute later, Aizawa stands over me while I try to hold in tears from the pain. He then stares at me with those terrifying eyes of his and says,
I never expected to see a brat rampaging in a dress, but here we are.
So from there, I named it from that. Don't laugh!
Ochako began to get flustered.
It's not that funny.
With a smug face, Jensanni approached. She was ready.
It is! The more I'm told about little Uraraka, the more I want to pick her up and pinch her little cheeks. She'll probably be adorable. Wait, the more you're told? Eraserhead has told you about the past?
The older sister was now on red alert.
Yep, he's told me a bunch of stories. Come on, seriously? How could you?
Uraraka took a deep breath and recomposed herself fully.
I'll be going now. Today's training session is over, so go get some rest. You've earned it.
With that, our Electromaster began to take her leave, but was stopped by her younger sister shouting,
He remembers them fondly!
This made Ochako feel soft inside, and she held her chest, trying to contain the surging emotions.
I'm glad!
Nailgun exclaimed before jumping off the UA dorm roof and into the forest. She would allow those feelings to leak out somewhere else where she couldn't be seen.